Hi, I'm Marcela, and this is how I live my work.
Hi, welcome to Living the Work. I'm so happy to have you here. Yay!
Thank you for having me. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I admire you so much since I met you. As a mom, you look great. I love your kids. I love your dynamic. I think in the places that like we just spoke to Jesse at the Pineapple School, and meeting parents that work and that have this purpose and that have all this way of living. It's just encouraging, and it pushes you, to feel that you're in the right track. So I'm happy that I'm able to have you share that with other people.
Thank you.
So could you share a little bit about yourself?
The admiration is mutual, okay? Just to be
Thank you.
clear. So thank you for having me. You are an inspiration as well. Everything that you're doing right now, it tells and pushes just to kind of like be a little bit out of our comfort zone and our, like this is my playground at the dental office.
Yeah.
So thank you just for having me in your podcast.
Of course, of course.
So I'm Marcela Alvarez, and I'm a mom of two amazing boys. They are 6 and 7 years old, and I've been married for 17 years, actually tomorrow. And those three boys, they keep me busy. My life revolves around them. They keep me grounded, but I couldn't ask for more. So
Yeah.
besides as a mom and a wife, I'm a dentist, and I've been graduating since 2007. I graduated in Mexico, Monterrey, Mexico, and then I did and pursue advanced education in prosthodontics. So it's a specialty that it's mainly I'm responsible of fixing, restoring bites with the aesthetic portion, beautiful, but with the right function. So that's my specialty, and I've been graduated since 2016 from LSU School of Dentistry.
Okay.
So it's been almost a decade as a specialist, and I'm a partner with Brad Beckel and me of Persona Aesthetic Dentistry. So now this is our place. This is my second home. This is where we are, and we enjoy working together.
That's impressive. And what does your husband do?
My husband is an engineer. He's an industrial engineer, and he works in CBRE. He's lucky enough to be working at home, so he's pretty busy, but at least I have the support that he can kind of like take care of some things that I cannot take care of our everyday. But he maintains, it's a facilities manager. So he maintains all the facilities, and right now his client is Google. So that's what he's
So you're both impressive then. That's awesome. And your kids are so good looking. I love them. So going into that, when both parents work, which I think it's the ideal setup for me. But how do you master the art? I call that an art of teamwork at home and beyond, because it sounds easy, but we know it's not. So
it's not. And I think master is a big word. And I don't think we can always master, but I think what I can explain the best, we keep adjusting because the schedule always changes. Okay. So sometimes we're planning a year ahead, but on our everyday, we're planning weekly or just by the day or hourly, just because it just keeps changing. This is a moving target. So I think the best way I can explain this is to have an open communication with him. At home, he's my main support, right? So if I'm in charge of drop-off, then he's going to be in charge of pickup. But it's not like, oh, now you're in charge. I think the open communication needs to be kind of like, okay, let's be real. Who's going to be available to make the best out of it?
Yeah.
Because I think then you can start being a little bit sensitive, like I do more or you do less. Yeah. So I think once we start feeling that way, we need to talk again and say, yes, this is the best way we can do
Yeah.
All the activities that you can relate, we are responsible at home. And then with the available time that we have available. Because
Yeah,
at work is
exactly.
different.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
easier.
Yeah, at work you have structure.
I have structure, I have
Yeah.
staff, I train them every day, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure that they can deliver the same quality as we do, right?
Yeah.
But at home is different.
Yeah.
Here we live more where it's just this one-on-one with your husband,
Yeah.
and it's
I
that,
feel like at work, everybody is supposed to know what they're doing.
yes.
So that makes it easier because you know who to blame or what to say to whom, and that helps.
Yes.
But at home, like you're saying, there are some roles. And I feel like we've discussed that before, where I feel we're in an era where it's like we're redefining the role of a man and a woman or a partner.
Yes.
And I think it's in a good way, like it's going a good route, but it comes to a place where it's hard to determine where not to get sentimental or not to get like thrown off but what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, a man and Mexican men are, they have that culture. And so it's like, so I should get involved. And then they love it, like loves getting involved. And then like I see, that your husband loves getting involved, like they enjoy it. But then they also like they work with the guilt like we do, or like a stigma. And
Right.
it's like it is a team effort to say, hey, it's us. If it works for us, then it's fine. Like, you make the rules, kind of.
I've realized the more I want to do, the more I burn out, and then I cannot give the best to the people that I care around me.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm conscious where it's okay just to ask for help. Okay, and it's okay that you're expecting somebody from somebody else, but if he doesn't know, you need to tell him, right?
Yeah.
Or whoever is responsible, or you're trying to receive back from that specific person. So
Yeah.
I think it's just that constant communication of this moving target of our crazy life that is
Yeah.
our everyday, because 6 and 7 years old and you have 3, I have
Yeah.
2.
They
But
have
it's
a lot of
lot.
energy.
They demand your attention.
Yeah.
So
And they're boys. They're like, mom,
They're
mom, 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 mom,
boys.
like, which we love.
and we love that, and I love that. But
Yeah.
yes, the mom is the mom,
Uh-huh.
and it's yes. But I think it's celebrating the little moments,
Yeah.
the little wins,
Yeah.
and then start all over again.
Exactly. I know. Like it's like you're in this loop of like redoing, rewiring, and everything. Like, and it's funny that you talk about burnout because we were recently thinking about also how we are never at our 100%, or sometimes let's say you feel more energetic or like in a role, and then maybe he's not feeling that, so you kind of like push him with you, and then it's the other way. Sometimes he feels like so energetic and like, yeah, everything is working. And then you're like, oh no, like I'm procrastinating, or like I'm just not exercising, and kind of like it's the dynamic of pulling and pushing instead of like,
Exactly.
like saying it in a negative way. Like, why you're not doing this or not that? Like, it's just like,
Yes.
yeah, pushing each other, I guess.
Yeah. I love
Well, we're doing, I think, a fairly good job. I hope. I hope.
I don't know, but that's what we're hoping.
We'll ask them later. As the successful woman you are, how do you create and maintain a healthy balance? And we were talking about that a little bit ago, between your professional and personal life, because that sometimes we don't, it seems like the same question, but it's not, like family is a thing, being a mom is a thing, and being a professional is a thing, but then we forget about ourselves. So how do you balance that?
So I think the best way I can describe this is the definition of balance. It has changed over the course of the years, as for me.
Yeah.
Before, I thought it was more about balance. It means equal time. But now I think balance is all about to try to be as present and to have an intention wherever you are. So the best way I can explain is if I have a long day at work, and then I come back, and then I have just a few hours before, soccer practice, and then time just to go and prepare just for the next day. If I have the intention just to enjoy the little time that I have after a full day of work, I can remember like those days when I was like fully in and away of any distraction, that you can arrive and then you're like overwhelmed by whatever you left at work, and then overwhelmed about dinner. But if I mindful feel and think, okay, let's enjoy dinner.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy this 5 minutes. How was your day? It's whenever I remember, is like, okay, at least I tried.
Yeah,
At least I
exactly.
try my
You make it
best.
conscious.
I made it conscious, a conscious effort.
Yeah.
So, because if now you get overwhelmed, kind of like, oh, it was not the equal time that I should have spent like at work and at home.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's impossible, but then sometimes exactly, I can take a day off and I enjoy the field trip, right?
yeah.
I take a day off and then it's time for vacation.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? But sometimes there are weekends that I'm not able to disconnect, and then it's like the weekend, it's just gone by, and like I cannot even remember like those 5 minutes whenever I try to make that effort. So
Yeah.
I think it's again trying, being okay of making mistakes, adjusting, and then get better. So I'm trying to be mindful with that.
And going a little bit inside that same question, how do you work on what you do and what you like and what empowers you? Like you were saying, like exercise is hard to put into the game, or like some people like to read, or like I don't know, do some other things that brings you back to you as Marcela.
Yes.
So what are those things that you think that have
For me, it's
grounded you to that?
Exactly. It's this fight of finding enough hours during the day just to feel that I'm investing some quality time to myself as well. And
okay.
for me, it's exercise. I love exercise. I was a sport girl growing up. I love tennis, play soccer. Right now, I don't have that time, but I said at least I try to find that hour where let me just do mindful exercise, right? Like I have my iPad with my videos at home. I have stuff where if I feel that like I'm doing it consciously, like, yes, this is my me time. This is like perfect. I did something. I did something for myself. And then I'm better just to give my best for the people that I care around. So yes, it's I was hearing an analogy where it's like you need to remember whenever you're in the airplane, like, and they're explaining in case of emergency, then the oxygen mask are gonna drop.
Oh yeah.
You need to put the oxygen mask first to you, and then you can take care of everybody else. And I think
And that sounds hard.
And that sounds hard.
He's like, no, I'll put it to him first. Like, why? What do you mean?
Exactly. But a friend just told me that, and it's like, you're
That's
right. You're right. I mean, I'm constantly fighting, like, I need to give this and that, and I need to take care of this and that. But I'm like, I need to not forget about myself.
Yeah.
So then I can breathe and give the best to the people that I care, family, my patients, my extended family, parents, everybody that demands your attention and care.
Yeah, like you're a very version of yourself if you remind yourself of who you are and what makes you feel good and what makes you feel happy. And even if it's like, it was hard for me to understand, because me too, I was an active girl forever, and I used to do like hours of exercise and whatever. And then like, I had one kid, and I was like, okay, so I'll do a little less hours, but I'll still do almost the same. And then with the work, and then with this and that, and the husband and the house, and the making the food, and living here in the U.S. is also different on like the help you have as in the household. And so I was like, so at what time? And then I started getting frustrated. But like you're saying, you need to understand that it changes and it's constantly changing. But as long as you're able to do it first, like to put it at least 1-2 times a week, do that coffee. A friend told me, like, I love to go one day a week and take my little coffee time and just embrace that coffee time. It's just, it's not even like diet, like, it's just like whatever coffee I like to do. And then that brings me down, and I'm like a better person that day. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's different for everybody. I could always empower exercise because I love that part of it, and I know that part of it, but I know that there's some other ways. But I do agree on that. It's hard to understand that it changes, but we should never let it go. Like, let the excuses come in, because then, like you're saying on the mask, eventually you're not going to be able to put the mask because you're like so weak or so burnt out or so like not even knowing who you are, that you cannot even help the people you love the most. It's that phrase that they're saying, like, we live for we would die for our kids, but we would live for them.
Yes.
And it's like,
Totally true.
okay, like,
Totally
fine.
true.
We'll invest in ourselves. Okay, so what's something you wish you had been told that would have made your life transitions smoother? Because, like you're saying, I mean, we never think about it that when we're young. Not even now. Well, now a little bit more, but because we have to. So it's like from a girl to a professional, and then from a professional to getting married, from getting married to being a mom, and then it's changing constantly. But I feel like it's all rewarding. Like you're saying, okay, so I'm making all this milestones and this and that, but the transitions are hard. Like, so
They are.
what would you wish someone would have told you, or that you
I
would say to kids?
think that it's okay not to have everything figured out. Like, you don't need to have or know what's going to be next. Like, I think it's okay, and it's very good to have those goals in mind, right? I mean, I like that. Okay, this is what is next. But then exactly, kind of like, okay, I graduated. What's next? Oh, I need to know where I want to work, where I'm going to go and study. I mean, I wanted to pursue this advanced education here in the States, but it's like, okay, then let me work towards that goal. And it was not on the first try, but it was like, let's keep trying, and then it's okay to make mistakes. And then I thought it was going to take a year. It took years. And then it's like, let's adjust and try again and be better, and then keep going. So I think it was just exactly, it's okay to not have everything on the first try. And then it's just this constant reminder of keep trying. And then as a mom, right? I mean, you're now so ready to start a family. Sometimes not on the first try. It's kind of like, then you keep trying. But it can get overwhelmed because exactly, we feel like we have this timeline that it has to be at that time. And it doesn't happen that way all the time.
Exactly.
So it's just, I think, the same sentiment about being okay to make mistakes and then keep adjusting and then try our best. So then we can grow in each phase that we're facing.
I think like transitions are harder than we think sometimes, but just because I think it's also a personality. Like, I think we like to be in control. I don't know if it's as women or if it's personality or if it's because our moms were like that or like our grandmas or so. But I think like whenever you identify yourself as someone that has to have control over the things, or like you ask too much about yourself, then you're like, you push yourself, like you ask too much to your own self, like, so it's like, who's asking me? Like, who told me that like you're saying, like, I need to be a mom at 30? Who told me that I needed to be a professional? And who told me?
And it's
just me, or like, society. But I mean, ultimately, I feel like after 20, you can take control and say, okay, this is what society wants. This is what my parents want. This is what I think I want. But what do I really want? Like, I think it's important to sit down and say, I think that's what I would tell my kids, like, sit down, take the time to see your skills, see what you want to do, see if you like to travel or not, see if that matches your job description, because if you want to travel, maybe you need to find something where you need to travel. Or if you want to be married, who do you want to marry, and how does that match it? And of course you cannot plan it, like you say, perfectly.
No.
But at least you have in mind like this vision board. I think vision boards and stuff like that
But
work. No?
you have that in control, right? You're letting your goals to drive you to that direction.
Yeah.
But then you kind of like let go if it doesn't happen on the first try, right?
Yeah.
So then you have that motivation, like it's okay. We need just to keep trying.
That's the
right?
hard part for me.
But
I
it's
think.
hard. It's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah,
it's
like
not
it
easy.
has to go.
I'm not saying it's easy, but it's exactly. We keep
Yeah.
trying and doing our best.
I know,
And
I
celebrate
know.
just the little milestones, I think.
Yes.
So and don't
Yeah.
be too hard on ourselves.
Yeah, that's a great one, I think. And as a last bonus question, I'll just say it because I know that we, as business owners, also too deal with a lot of stress, and also with all these transitions, and you deal with emotions, you deal with so many things, and then you have to like breathe and take it down, because it's always like my grandma used to say, whoever gets mad is the one who loses. Because then
Yes.
you lose control of everything, and then you don't even decide right. So how do you deal with stress in all of this?
I need just to step out from whatever is stressful and kind of like see it in kind of like in a different way. If I'm in there in that stressful situation, I figure out like it just gets worse.
Yeah.
So even with a patient, sometimes you're kind of like, oh my God, I mean, this is not going the way I want.
Okay.
If I step out from the room just to breathe, just to talk with my partner and say like, hey, this is what's going on, you start thinking more clearly.
Yeah.
And it's just the same with my kids. If I'm doing homework and it's like, this is not going well, right? You step out, breathe, because then I start getting angry. And then again,
It escalates.
it escalates. It escalates. And then you have the skills, you have the skills, you have the patience, but it's like, let me try to bring the better version of myself.
Yeah.
So I think stepping away
Yeah.
from whatever stressful situation
Yeah.
has helped me just to regroup and rethink, okay, what can I do better? Okay.
Yeah.
And usually exactly just changing that perspective has helped me to overcome into a better scenario.
Yeah,
So-
that's the so-called timeout, right?
Time out, exactly.
Parent timeout. That
It's
should be a thing. That should
It
be
is.
a thing.
It has to be a thing. It has to be a thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just okay. Let's step out, go out, breathe,
Yeah.
and then think again.
Yeah,
and
that's
let's
key.
try again. So
That's key in every way, I think. Yeah, no, I mean, I think we're doing our best. I think we're doing good. I think,
trying.
our kids, our happy kids, that's what I hope. I always worry what they're going to say and what traumas they're going to bring. And I'm like, hopefully it's not as bad as
Hopefully.
it sounds, but thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for,
Thank you.
for what you do. I love your office. I love your family, and we
Same.
should get together more. But
Yes.
but thank you
I
so
know.
much,
It's a
and
crazy
hopefully
life.
I know
we need
know,
to
calendar.
make that effort as well.
we need to. Yeah,
Yes.
yes, we need to book the social part too. I don't know when,
Please.
but we can.
Please.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.